It's been a few months since Vince McMahon departed World Wrestling Entertainment, and the fans have elated with the changes that have occurred in his absence. Although Stephanie McMahon has recently stepped down from her position, the product has never really been more vibrant. The stifling restrictions such as banning the words like wrestler on a pro wrestling show were lifted, and the match quality has soared. And fans have been treated to an array of promising new storylines such as Sammy and the Bloodline or Austin Theory's US title run. Even whispers of the Hurt Business return have begun to circulate. Not only that, but WWE has made a noticeable impact on recent Japan shows, with Shinsuke Nakamura delivering a spectacular match against Great Muta in Pro Wrestling Noah, or Carl Anderson defending his never title against Tama Tonga on Wrestle Kingdom for New Japan Pro Wrestling, with stars from AEW appearing on that same show. Everything seemed to be going in the right direction for wrestling fans, but now a new development is shaking up the wrestling world. Vince McMahon, the majority owner and former CEO of WWE, has returned to the company, and he's bringing some significant changes with him. Mr. McMahon has told the company that he's electing himself and two former co-presidents and directors, Michelle Wilson and George Barrios, to the board. This comes after the board has previously rejected a move to reinstate Mr. McMahon. WWE also announced that it would be exploring strategic alternatives, which typically means a sale. It's unclear where this leaves Triple H, who took over as chief content officer and is in charge of live events and talent, but one thing is for sure, WWE's future is definitely up in the air. Rumors of a possible sale to Saudi Arabia have been swirling heavily recently, but nothing has been confirmed as of yet. Vince McMahon's return to the company has also caused a wave of uncertainty among the board of directors, who had previously rejected his return. The circumstances surrounding his departure in July 2022 were shrouded in controversy, as disclosures by the Wall Street Journal revealed multiple payouts to women who had alleged sexual misconduct and infidelity by Mr. McMahon. The company was forced to launch an investigation into the matter, and the expenses incurred by WWE related to the investigation had to be reimbursed by McMahon himself. The wrestling community is now left to speculate about these developments' implications for the company's future. Despite this, Mr. McMahon managed to return to the company to help guide a strategic review process. He believes there's a narrow window to kick off a sales process because WWE's media rights, including for its flagship programs Raw and SmackDown, are about to be renegotiated. The media landscape is evolving quickly, and more companies are looking to own the intellectual property they use on their streaming platforms, making WWE an attractive takeover target. WWE, which generates most of its revenue from selling content rights, posted its first year of over $1 billion in revenue in 2021. The company had a market value of more than just $5 billion as of Thursday's close. The board responded last month in a letter to Mr. McMahon that it was prepared to initiate a review process and would welcome working with him on it. However, it said it unanimously agrees that Mr. McMahon's return to the business wouldn't be in the shareholders' best interest. The board also asked Mr. McMahon to confirm his commitment to repay expenses incurred by WWE related to an investigation of the allegations, and requested that he agree not to return to the company during government probes of the matter. Mr. McMahon said in response that he remains willing to continue working to complete any reimbursement for reasonable expenses related to the investigation to the extent they aren't covered by insurance. Still, he declined to agree not to return to the company. He has communicated to the board that unless he has direct involvement as executive chairman from the outset of a strategic review, he won't support or approve any media rights deal or sale. The fans have seen a glimpse of what the product could be, and it has been a breath of fresh air, but with Vince McMahon's return, the fear of going back to the old ways is all too real. The fans have seen the company make progress, and it's devastating to think that it all may be undone. As for the sport, we have seen the company make progress, definitely. The future of the WWE is uncertain, and it's a heartbreaking realization for wrestling fans. The product has finally been good for the past few months, and it's hard to imagine going back to the way things were before. The fans have high hopes for the company, and it's hard to accept that it all may be for nothing. We have seen the company take steps towards a more inclusive and respectful environment, and the thought of it being undone is unbearable as well. We want to know the well-being of all wrestlers and for the company to continue moving in the direction of progress and inclusivity. But one thing's for sure, and that is that it's a new era for World Wrestling Entertainment, but for the fans, it's an uncertain and worrisome one. The return of Vince McMahon has brought nothing but dread and wariness to the wrestling community. The fans have seen the product improve, but the fear of it all being undone is all too real. The return of Vince McMahon has cast a shadow of doubt and apprehension over the future of the company as well. Fans are anxiously waiting to see how it all unfolds, with some holding on to hope while others fearing for the worst. If you go ahead and just look at Twitter, only time will reveal the truth, but one thing is for certain, and that's the future of WWE is hanging on the balance. And yes, it's hard to accept that something that's been so good for the past few months might change. Then again, crazier things have already happened this last year. As Vince McMahon takes back the reins of WWE, fans like us are on the edge of our seats, wondering what changes are going to come. At the end of the day, it is truly a historic moment for the world of our favorite sport, so the only thing we can do is just wait and see.